representing Ikene, Shagam, and Remo North Federal Constituency. I hereby stand to move this motion, need for integrated rural development in the country. The House are aware that all over the world, the main sectors that drive the development of any nation are the sectors of agriculture, industry, communications, education, and other allied sectors. I also suggest that while we are aware that many countries have dedicated a specific ministry to rural development to adequately cater for the needs of the rural areas and correct developmental imbalances. Also concerned that successive governments have not funded rural development projects appropriately, and part of the fallout of this neglect is the abandonment of agriculture, which is mostly practiced in the rural areas. Also worried that in 2012, of the 36 billion budgeted for capital projects by the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, only 3.5 billion was provided through the Millennium Development Goals, and representing about 4% of the entire ministry's budget for that year. Also concerned that in 2013, about 39.5 billion was budgeted for the capital projects, but only about 2.8 billion of that amount again was provided through the Millennium Development Goals for the funding of the ministry. This represented about 5.5% of the entire ministry's budget for that year. The story is essentially the same in 2014 and 2015 budgets. In the present proposals we have before us, further concerned that these poultry percentages allocated for rural development cannot achieve the purpose, and to compound the situation, the funds either obtained from the Millennium Development Goals projects have ceased with the winding down of the Millennium Development Goals projects funding in 2015. Resolves to, 1, urge the federal government to give due attention to rural development by increasing the annual budget of the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development to accommodate the increasing needs of our rural populace. 2, to mandate the Committee on Rural Development to investigate the state of rural development projects nationwide and the specific programs geared towards rural development, and report back to the House within 4 weeks for the further legislative action. Thank you.
Honorable Mohammed, could you second?
I rise to second the motion ably moved by my friend and colleague. Also second. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I must make some issues clear. First and foremost, in the present proposals before us for 2016, the lack of funding of the rural areas continues. Of the about 40 billion naira allotted to the Ministry of Agriculture, only about 8% of that amount, has been allotted for providing facilities in the rural area. I want to call the attention of this Honorable House to the fact that by and large, the third tier of government meaning the local government areas that usually cater for the rural areas, they have failed generally. Taking in cognizance my own state, for example, in the last 5 years, we have not had the creation of even one single road, one single rural road, not even one borehole. We have done virtually nothing in rural electrification. So the onus now moves to the federal government to actually step in and do the bridging in this situation. 42% of Nigerians live in the rural area, and we cannot improve our agricultural system without providing basic amenities for our people to remain in the rural area to practice agriculture. And in continuing, take our eyes off the standard of living in the rural areas, we encourage inadvertently this urban drift. And the urban drift ultimately cannot be in the interest of the nation, because you just create large pools of young people that are unemployed. So I hereby urge this House to support this motion such that we provide basic amenities. Basic amenities. After 55 years of independence, it is imperative that Nigeria must have the basic amenities of electricity, moderate road transportation of produce, and water. These things are germane to our development, and I urge you to move with me and agree and pass this motion. Thank you very much.